Yo, what's up, guys? It's Wednesday. It's another episode of Lights, Camera, Accion. We are officially live. How's everybody doing? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. So, if you guys notice, there's another logo to my left, I think. Is it left? Yeah, over here. So, if you guys have noticed, there's a logo there. And X and myself decided to do something different. So, we're going to collaborate today, on this podcast. And for those that don't know, she actually does the podcast from the Oye Latino Studios. And we're like, you know what? Why don't we do something different? She's always wanted to do something where we get to, have a solo episode, and we're going to do that today since I actually have her on the show. So for those that have not been on the podcast, sorry, my nerves are taking over again. For those that have not been on the podcast before, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Lights, Camera, Accion, season number 2, episode number 11, if I remember correctly. And it's a show that I decided to do about less than 2 years ago. And I wanted to give a platform where we could talk about not only just the business side of things, but also the personal side of things, you know what I mean? Mental health. And have those conversations that, sometimes we're difficult or I guess a little bit of afraid of talking about, right? And sorry for the stuttering because it's nerve-wracking, especially when I have my friend across from me smiling and ready to go. I know you just heard her laugh and stuff, but again, thank you guys for tuning in. This has been an amazing experience. Like you guys have noticed, we've decided to do a month-long presentation or homage, paying homage to all the lovely women that I have in my surroundings. And, it is Women's History Month, so I decided to go for it and just only have female guests. And I'm excited to have X here today. But before we introduce her, I have a little introduction that I wrote for her. And, like I said, we're doing a collaboration style podcast today. And once I introduce her, she's going to do her introduction that she does all the time on all of her shows. And then we're going to get the ball rolling, all right? So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me just get ready because, again, listen, before I say this, for those that don't know, I'm usually behind the scenes. I'm not the person in the camera, but now I do this in front of the camera. And I'm also controlling the stream. So for those that have not been on my podcast yet, I'm controlling everything, the audio, the camera angles, the designs, all that stuff. So usually I'm behind the scenes, but now I'm putting my face out there. So thank you for tuning in for those that have not been here. And let's get the show on the road and go something like this. Excelsia X Macedo, hopefully I'm saying it right, she can beat me up after, but Excelsia X Macedo is a visionary creator, a community builder, and the powerhouse behind BowlznBeatz podcast. X isn't just hosting conversations, she's creating platforms. From spotlighting artists and entrepreneurs to curating immersive events, she's built spaces where brands can shine, connect, and grow. Her events have become a hub for emerging businesses, to showcase their products. With a beautiful emphasis on uplifting and empowering women life brands. This month, we are proud to honor the impact that celebrating the women who continue to show up, and we decided to do something like this, for the rest of, which tomorrow is the last one, but we've decided to continue to show up and build and thrive and show women and give them the platform to express themselves. And X is literally one of those people that helps create that, and I'm excited to have her here. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, my lovely host of the day, Excelsia Macedo.
Yeah. It's so weird being on this end, okay? This is like a parallel universe right now. Word on the streets, it's BowlznBeatz. What's good, everybody? It's your host, X. And for those of you that don't know me, welcome. As Jona said, today we're going to do something a little bit different because y'all really want to get to know me, apparently. So we're going to actually be interviewing me. And I gotta say, the pressure is on.
I know, right?
I gotta give my guests some more credit because I'm nervous.
I know.
My hands are sweaty.
Yeah, we were literally talking about that. It's different. It's different having X on the other side, and then the same thing with me. Because usually when we record the episodes, I don't say anything.
Right.
But now we're talking to each other. So again, thank you.
Where do I even look? I'm like.
Look at me.
Okay.
Look at me. Crazy, huh? It's so crazy.
It's so weird.
Anyways, for those of the people that are in the chat, thank you so much for tuning in. And again, thank you for being part of this awesome long journey. Not only just my podcast journey, but just also X's. This is, it takes a lot of time and effort and dedication to get this stuff done. And, your views and your comments and everything means the world to us. So again, X, thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm excited to collab. This is our first collab.
I know, man. It's crazy.
Podcast collab.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So listen, just to break the ice, I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions. So whatever comes to mind, you got to just say it. Okay. Again, thank you for those that are in the chat. Make sure you say hi. Do not be shy. Make sure you follow both of our pages. Like, subscribe, share it to everybody. And we're going to start off with something like this. So once again, whatever pops up to mind, say it.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
What is one of your hidden talents?
Singing.
Last movie that made you cry?
I don't know. I cry all the time.
Okay. First celebrity crush?
Ooh, Chris Brown.
Ooh, okay. Order in or eat out?
Order in.
Okay. Netflix or cinema?
Netflix.
Horror movie or romantic comedy?
Maybe romantic comedy.
Okay. If you won $10,000 today, what would you spend it on?
An investment.
Okay, nice. Strongest thing you believed as a child?
My mom.
Aw, nice. What is the last show you binged?
Ooh, the last show I binged. Real Housewives.
Of course you did. Of course you did. Cats or dogs?
Both?
Okay. Are you favorite comfort food?
That's a hard one. Probably just a home cooked meal. Nothing hits better than a home cooked meal.
Okay. What is your favorite dish to make?
Ooh, damn, that's a hard one. I can't answer that. Too many. Too many.
Coffee and tea? Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Okay. And last question. Texting or calling?
Calling.
Okay. Not bad. You passed.
Whew,
It was
thank
100,
God.
100 of 100. Anyway, so we have people in the chat here. Sarah, she says, loving these answers.
Oh, what's
she
up,
said
girl?
hi.
That's
Michael,
my bestie.
Nice. Michael's watching as well. My mom.
Oh, shout out your
Amazing, man.
mom.
It's awesome. It's
Love
awesome.
the women's support.
I know, right? So, okay. So let's get the ball rolling. X, if you don't mind, let's actually, number one, how do I pronounce your last name? I should ask you.
You said it right. You said it right.
So how do you say
You
it?
said it right, Macedo.
Macedo.
And also, just to confirm, my first name is Excelsia. Excelsia. Yes.
Like accelerate your breath.
Yep. Accelerate your breath, Excel sheet, size Excel. I get it all.
Nice.
Just to
Okay.
let you guys know,
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
fun fact, Excelsia actually means the highest. So,
Okay, no pun intended.
yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, here we go. So, X, if you don't mind, let your viewers know a little bit about yourself. Where you from, some little memories, some uplifting memories, or just the good times, things that you like to do.
I got
Just a
you, I
little
got
thing
you.
like that. Go for it.
So, who is Excelsia? Excelsia is a diva, an icon, one and only original. Let's get that straight, all right? No, but for real, I am a huge herb advocate. I'm a huge advocate for creative wellness. And I do love, and I mean love, music. You thought I was going to say something else.
Yep.
No, music's number one. People always assume just because obviously I work in the cannabis industry. If you don't know, now you know. Everyone always assumes like my number one is weed. No, music comes first, baby. My first love.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
Anything else? That's it? Good?
Yeah, I'm an overall creative. Anything creative, love it.
Amazing. So thank you for that. Obviously, keep in mind to ask me a question for later on. But in the meantime, let's get back to it. Okay, so what's the story behind the podcast name?
Okay, so BowlznBeatz. This is actually a funny story. So when I first got into smoking, I was just graduating high school, and one of my friends had come over. Oh, this is so bad, but hey, y'all want some realness? This is the real story, okay? We got so high in my bathroom and we turned on the fan thinking that was gonna do something. It'll get rid of the smell. So we were so high, and let me remind you, we just started smoking. So we're like,
How old are you
that
again?
first time smoking, 17.
Okay.
So it's like
Damn.
that first
Okay.
high, you're just like out of this world. And so the fan's on, and eventually we just started making a beat to the fan. My girl starts going like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, and we just started like freestyling. And one of the words that I had said was BowlznBeatz, because
Okay.
we were taking bowls.
Okay.
And ever since then, it was like a little inside joke between us. And then after COVID, I had thought of the podcast. And because I'm such an advocate for herb and music,
Yeah.
I was like, BowlznBeatz. So I
Nice.
asked her, I'm like, is it cool if I use the name? She's like, yeah, for sure. And That's how BowlznBeatz was born.
That's amazing, amazing. So if you don't mind, again, for those that have not been on her show or have not checked out her page,
Yes.
if you could see behind her, she has, she has a signage there. She has a hand-drawn picture over there.
Yes.
And if you can, I guess just let everybody know, who drew that, who gave you that gift over there.
Yes, I was just about to say, shout out Ariana, my girl. She painted that by hand. I actually went to high school with her as well, which is so amazing because you don't talk to like all these people after high school, and they show you love and support still online. And I think that's so beautiful. So shout out her. And this was actually my family. My brother and my sister-in-law got me this. So shout out them. Family always supporting.
Nice. Hopefully they're watching.
Yes, they are.
And if not, you're going to get in trouble. But awesome. Thank you for letting us know.
Yeah.
So let's continue with the show. Let me change this camera angle here. Sorry, guys. So obviously, with the questions that I send you, so we're going to just feed off of each other and, go from there. But
100%.
How do you de-stress after a long day at work or just a long day in general?
I think that's a pretty obvious answer.
Oh, yeah.
I do like to, smoke some herbs.
Yeah.
That's always a great way to unwind. And in my opinion, I do believe that's like the best recreational substance to relax. Like studies proven and everything. But other than that, music. Absolutely music. Meditation is big for me. It really helped me get through some really hard times where I would literally wake up sick, like physically sick. I was like, I'm going to die. Something is wrong with me. And meditation literally would cure me. And that's when I realized, like, this is much deeper than just music, partying, popping bottles. Like, music can really heal. Yeah, and I experienced that myself. So, yeah, meditation.
Okay, cool. What's your favorite type of music?
Oh, that's too hard to answer. One thing about me, I listen to everything. Like, when I say everything, you guys, I'm not joking. Like, international. We're talking music I don't even understand. I'm like, that slaps. Put that on my playlist.
Yeah. Okay, but if you had the opportunity to choose one, actually, you know what?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay, so hold on. Let me change the question. If you got free tickets to any music festival
Frank
in the
Ocean.
World, okay, there you go. Nice. Okay.
I would want to see Frank Ocean.
Okay.
Yeah, he was actually at Oshiega a couple of years ago. A couple of years ago, bitch. It's like 10.
Yeah.
Anyways, how old am I? Like 10 years ago, he had come here, and I regret that to this day. I didn't go because he disappeared. He never did a concert again.
Well,
Lost my chance. Huh?
He stopped singing?
He just stopped doing like performances. He's like really ghost. He went MIA. He's not about the whole fame thing, so he's a rare one to see.
Okay. Well, hopefully, that dream comes true and you're able to one day get to experiencing. Not here, though. Somewhere away where it's warm and everything's cheaper.
Frankie is definitely my guy, though. Okay. I don't know. Have you heard his music?
I have, of course.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's all you got to say.
Exactly.
For the soul.
Okay, so how do you manage work-life balance?
Oh, that's a great question.
I know you're a lady of many trades.
Yes.
And let us know.
One huge thing that really changed my life was a morning routine. Having a relaxed morning routine. We live in a society where it's like we wake up and we're go. You don't even think twice. You're already waking up stressed. And it got to the point where I was juggling school, college, part-time job, things going on at home. And it was too much. I was like, I can't do this. I need to figure out how to manage my stress or make my day at least better in any kind of way that I can possibly control. And I was like, a morning routine. So I started getting up 2 hours early. Now I'm a morning bird now. Before I thought I was a night owl. No. I love waking up early now because of these morning routines. Like, I actually look forward to waking up. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm not waking up and getting ready to go to work. I'm getting up 2 hours earlier before I'm actually supposed to wake up so that I can relax, enjoy what I gotta do, meditate a bit, actually eat a proper breakfast, and just appreciate, a new day.
Of course. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So once again, for those in the chat, thank you guys so much for commenting. Awesome. If you guys have a question for X, please let us know in the chat there. Shout out to Michael. He said, great advice. Much appreciated for your input. Again, guys, you guys have no idea how much these comments mean to us. The views, the shares, the likes. Not only does it help the algorithm, which means it helps everything else, but it means a lot more than you guys think. Let me change the camera. Sorry. Here I am talking to myself. Yes. Sorry. But yeah, guys, thank you again on behalf of X and myself. Especially me. I know I'm so new to this and she's been doing this for a while now, but thank you guys so much It means a lot. So let's continue here. What's the best piece of advice someone has ever given you?
Ooh. That is a hard one. I mean, I don't remember who gave me this advice, but I do remember someone once telling me, because I am the kind of person who, when I see people's potential, I want them to achieve it.
Yep.
I want to push everybody and like want to see everybody succeed. And once my friend was like, I don't remember who, damn, I wish I remember, but she was like, girl, you're so busy seeing everyone else's potential. Why can't you see your own? You believe in that person's potential. You believe in that person's potential. Believe in your own potential. And I don't know why that really hit. That really hit. It might be so simple, but we really do believe in others more than ourselves a lot of the times.
Yep. 100%.
Right? Like, how many people are we like, oh, that person's, beautiful, that person's so talented, that person's so funny, but when it comes to us, we second guess ourselves.
100%.
And that's something I definitely struggled with all my life, was really tapping into my fullest potential, because I didn't see how great I was. I was too focused on seeing how great everyone else was. And the day my friend was like, girl, why can't you see your own potential? I was like, you're so right. Like, how am I holding on to these friendships, relationships, these people for years, hoping that they'll see their own potential, and yet I can't see my own?
Of course.
So I was like, girl, you got to put that love into yourself.
Of course. No, it's one thing that my friend was actually talking to me about. I think we suffer, and correct me if I'm wrong on your end, but I think many of us suffer from imposter syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even with me, like even doing this stuff or just doing other stuff. Like, we've accomplished so much, but we're in the mindset sometimes where we're like, it's not enough, or I don't think I did enough, or I think I could have done better. But then from people on the outside, they're like, what do you mean? You've accomplished so much. You've done so much. Like, give yourself some grace, you know?
Absolutely.
So definitely, definitely interesting.
Honestly, something I've learned throughout the years is you can be loved and accept great things without having to give anything in return. And I feel like that's, again, goes with imposter syndrome. It's like, why do I deserve this if I feel like I haven't done enough to deserve it? Why not? Literally ask yourself that, why not? And I struggled with that so much when I first got into my relationship. Like, my man would just love me just because. Like, even if I was just like having the worst time and he was still like, don't worry, like, you're good. And it made me realize, like, why can't I just let someone love me just for me? Like, I don't have to bring anything to the table. I don't have to give you, just like me for me.
Of course.
And I feel like that's something everybody kind of just has to accept. Like, we deserve good things.
Of course.
Regardless. That's what we're on earth for. Like, we're so quick to be like, oh, like, that person deserves that karma, and that person deserves this, and that person deserves that. Well, we deserve greatness too.
100%. Is he watching right now?
I hope so. You better be.
You better be watching.
Fight later.
Else there's no food. We ain't giving you no food later.
I mean, nothing later.
Literally. Nada. Let's just see here. So before I ask you the next question, we've been talking already for 23 minutes. Time flies when you're going fine.
Well, I'm a yapper.
Yeah, we are yappers. That's where
Born yapper.
That's why we're behind cameras now, because we like to talk. But before I ask you the next question, we're going to do a quick commercial break, and we'll be back in 2.7 seconds, and it goes something like this. A very special thank you goes out to our sponsor, Wash & Co., your mobile auto detailing business. You want to get that car clean, get all that gunk, all that salt off the car after this crazy weather here in Toronto? Make sure you give them that call, our 416-807-4261. Follow them on Instagram at washandco.to, and let us take care of the rest. Ciao. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Lights, Camera, Accion season number 2. Like I mentioned, we want to give a very special shout out to our official sponsor of the show, BowlznBeatz. BowlznBeatz has been serving the community for well over 10 years. It is a family-run business by father and son, and they provide premium cuts of meat sourced from local farms at the best prices. Everything from skirt steak, veal, short rib, T-bone steak, Colombian and Argentinian sausages, their famous chimichurri, and so much more. Ladies and gentlemen, this is BowlznBeatz. Give them a call at 905-669-7583. Visit them at 445 Edgeley Boulevard, unit number 4, or give them that follow on Instagram at bradley.meats. Once again, this is your official sponsor, and now let's get back to the show. All right, and we're back from a short commercial break. Like I was telling X, those two commercials took me almost, I think it was 3 hours and something minutes.
Man.
You know.
Yeah.
You know how it works.
Shout out all the content creators out there, all the podcasters, everyone in media, because people really do not understand how time consuming it is to make a little short 5-second fucking reel.
I know.
Like, it is so easy to scroll, change the channel, tune in and out, but people who aren't in the media industry don't understand how much work goes into it. So shout out everybody, and shout out you too, because that commercial was great.
That's not what my computer thought, because the amount of videos I had to delete, do it over and over. I think I probably deleted like 40, 50 videos.
Yeah, I believe that.
You know, so actually, before I ask you the next question, let's talk a little bit about that, because again, one of the reasons why I decided to do everything live is because, number one, again, for those that don't know, I pretty much live in the production world. I do all the production stuff, audio and all that stuff, and I not only did I want to add something of my own taste, you know, to the podcast world, you know, I also I'm a perfectionist, just like X, you know what I mean? And a lot of people were telling me, Jona, why don't you sit beside the guests? And I'm like, I get it, but who's going to control the show? And who's going to pay the person, right? So this is another reason why I decided to do everything live, because I don't have to worry about editing. It's just me switching the camera angles and the ads and stuff. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, for those that don't know, X is the one that actually does all the editing for her episodes. You know what I mean? I just come hit record and change the camera angles, and she does everything. So for me, for someone who's actually, again, since we're both perfectionists, how do you do it? Like, what's the process like? I know it's difficult, and again, you don't have to talk too much about it, but let us know, you know, the challenges you had to overcome and like little things like that.
Man, it's definitely time consuming. And you know what? There's been many times where I've thought of giving up. Like, I am not even joking. Like, some people are like, oh, I love to see you, like, keep doing your thing. I'm like, you don't even know how many times I wanted to give up, because the editing process alone, oh man, it is so exhausting. But something that really helps me get into the creative zone, I try not to smoke too much, but of course it does help with the creative juices and the flow. But I also try to manage my time a lot. Like I said, I do have like a morning routine, and just that morning routine, you guys, I know I'm like so persistent on this morning routine, but trust me, it'll change your life. And anybody who's taken that advice is always like, girl, thank you. I'm like, no problem.
You want to talk about it?
2 hours in the morning gives you so much time to do things that you stress about during the day.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, when I'm doing a podcast episode, for example, and I'm like, oh man, it's already 7 p.m. like, and I still need to work on this for another 2 hours. That morning routine allows me to just work quietly, chill, and then I don't have to stress throughout the day about something else that I got to do. So time management, definitely important. Teamwork as well. I've definitely collabed with a lot of people since the beginning of my podcast. If you've been watching since day one, which Jona knows, I had a co-host at one point. We weren't even in the studio at one point. So definitely collabing and trying to find like the right circle and team to help you get there.
Of course.
But it is hard. I can't lie. Doing it all alone, it's really hard.
Well, kudos, because you're making it happen. You know what I mean? And your effort and your work does not go unnoticed. You know what I mean? Like I said in the intro that I had written for you, you know, you've given a platform for people to come and talk about not only their brand and their music or their business and stuff, but you know, having conversations about things that matter, you know what I mean? And we've had some really good episodes, you know, where like you guys have spoken for more than an hour and a half, and it just flies.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I know, for example, like, how do you choose, again, going back to one of those episodes that were amazing where you guys spoke for like an hour and a half, you know, how do you choose the good parts to keep into the show?
I try to work on it once a day, because when you continuously work on it for hours and hours, it almost gets to the point where it's almost noise. You can't necessarily take in what you're talking about. And because you already know what you're talking about, you're already kind of expecting it. So I try to just work on it like once a day or once every 2 days, so that I forget what we talk about, and it's kind of like I'm an audience member listening to it for the first time. So I try to think of it from an audience's point of view, like, okay, am I getting bored now? Is this topic interesting? Does this just matter to me, or is this something people want to hear? Like questions like that.
Okay, awesome. What's the longest you've ever taken on one video to edit?
Oh, that's hard to answer. You mean podcast?
Yeah.
That's hard to answer. Definitely like days.
Okay.
Yeah, especially if the guest is hard to talk to, because you don't want to make the guest look bad either.
Of course.
So you're trying to edit in a way where it works, and sometimes it's just not working, and you're like, you just want to like scrap the whole episode. So yeah, definitely that.
Okay, awesome. So How did you? I guess you know what. Let's just go a little bit backwards. How were you in high school?
Yeah, I knew that question was coming.
Who like obviously, besides the beginning when you spoke about, I guess the beginning part of, I guess your life or I don't even remember if you brought that up, but let everybody know, I guess, who X was, growing up in high school
For
times,
sure.
like how. Yeah.
100%. So I wasn't always an extrovert, and I always wasn't great at talking.
Yeah.
This is actually something I learned through school. Shout out school.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know this about me, but I actually went to college for media communications.
Okay.
So in media communications, I learned how to work with editing softwares, video editing softwares, as well as speech talking.
Yeah.
So I would have to get up in front of like a whole lecture of college kids. They're brutal, and just give out speeches. And I remember when I got into that class, oh man, sweating, stuttering, didn't know what to do, didn't know what to say. But again, that was the point of the class, right? To help people evolve their speech. And that really helped me a lot. And it's funny because at the time, I didn't even think about the podcast. It wasn't even a thought yet. I had no idea I was going to get into this. So it's funny that, throughout my entire life, I kind of took interest in these things and these courses, and I ended up here and all the skills just worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing the podcast now?
Since 2023.
So that's
2022 started, but the first year we weren't actually like doing episodes. It was just building the page.
Yeah.
So 2022 or 2023. I have to double check.
How many seasons?
But it's been like 2 years or 3 years at this point.
How many seasons? 2, 3? I don't remember.
No, I think 4. Possibly even 5.
How many episodes do you have so far?
Episodes I do about like 12 per season, so that's why.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I know.
That's a lot.
I know.
Especially since you're editing.
I know. And of course, with the podcast, it also helps enhance my skills as well. And a lot of people think like the podcast just has to do with views or like wanting clout. Like, no, it also helps me build skills that I'm interested in anyway. So why wouldn't I do it, right?
Of course. Especially, using your podcast as a brand and as a business. Like you said, it helps build, confidence. It helps build everything. So that's when you want to go approach a sponsor. Maybe hey, listen, this is me, and
100%. I've always been good with like motivational speaking and editing. So one day I was like, wait, podcasting, that's like two of them combined. So yeah, that's how I got here. But I've always been into that stuff in high school. I was always in media arts. I was like one of the best in my class, always making videos. I helped shout out Gabby, which was my co-host in the beginning of the podcast. Shout out Gabby. In high school, I actually helped her make her valedictorian video. It was so fucking cringe.
Do you have it on your phone by any chance?
I don't. It was so cringe. At the end, she like puts her fist up. The end of the Breakfast Club.
Yes.
And, like she does that, and we like cued the music.
Nice.
But it was hilarious. But yeah, I've just always been that girl that would like do videos for my friends or photo shoots. And besides the video world, I was also always the kind of girl that would like to encourage people, make people feel good about themselves. So here I am.
There you go.
Yeah.
X in the flesh.
Yeah.
So since you keep talking about this famous morning routine, what does your morning routine look like?
Ooh, it depends on the morning.
Pick a day, any day.
Let's say I'm having a really rough morning. I'll probably get up at 6 a.m. Or whenever the sun rises. It might be 5:30, it might be 6, whenever the sun rises, because just watching the sun rise actually gives you serotonin, and it actually stabilizes your mood. And if you do this, you know what I'm talking about. It's just the best feeling. Like every thought and feeling of like depression and anxiety just flies out the window when you're looking at a sunrise. And like I cannot stress enough how much impact just a sunrise has on your entire day. So I'll get up early, 6 a.m., watch the sunrise, have a soft breakfast. I like to meditate or play music depending on the morning. If it's one of those mornings where I'm like, ooh, I'm feeling like a baddie, I'll play some music. If it's one of those mornings where I'm feeling anxious, I am meditating. Meditating in front of sunlight, preferably. I try to do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll take a bath. If it's a very stressful morning, bath 100%. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll try to work on things that I like so that it doesn't feel like I'm waking up to just like work something miserable. It's like, let me do something I like and start off the day in a positive tone.
Yeah. It's amazing. Okay. I'm going to definitely, I've never really, I think I've tried meditation. I've never really got into it like that, but definitely something I've always considered doing.
It's a life changer, especially if you struggle with anxiety. Like, oh man, we're about to get into it. All right. So in my college years when I was actually doing this media communications program, I was also working a side job, and I was dealing with my parents splitting up at the same time. So it was like a lot.
So what age was this?
19.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I would wake up stressed about school, stressed about work, stressed about my family. And I got to the point where I was building up so much stress that I would wake up nauseous, like wake up uncontrollably vomiting. Like everyone around me was convinced like she's sick, like something's wrong with me. Like I'd go to the hospital and I would tell the doctors like something is wrong with me. Like I'm throwing up every day. I've lost like 30 pounds in like a couple of months without trying. Yeah. And I was convinced like I'm dying. Like, like what the fuck? And they couldn't find anything. They're like, you're fine. Like, I'm like, how are you telling me I'm fine if I'm waking up every day feeling like death? And so it got to the point where it was like, okay, if nothing physically is showing, it has to be mental. But I couldn't accept it because it was almost like I couldn't believe how much your mental health impacts your body physically. Yep. Like I was like, no way this is just off of stress. Like impossible. But yep, it really was. And that's when I started implementing this morning routine. It was almost out of not having a choice. It was like either I wake up early and I try to have a decent morning, or I continue living this overwhelming lifestyle and feel like this every day. So I had to make a choice, and I made the right choice.
There you go. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. I'm definitely going to keep that morning routine in mind. Yes. You know, because it, you know,
life changer. Even if you think you're a night out, trust me. Yeah. Trust me, it'll change.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like even yesterday, because I had another episode yesterday, and you know, I've said it in multiple episodes, but yesterday I said it too. Like me personally, I never believed in anxiety and all that stuff. You know, and even when I was with a partner back then, like she had it, and I didn't understand it, and I even criticized it. I questioned it, and you know, when my little sister went through it at our family business, I kind of paid more attention to it, and then when I finally experienced it, I'm like, oh man, this is real. It's
not a joke. Yeah. It's really not a joke. And you know what? As much as it sucked, me experiencing anxiety really opened my family's eyes as well to how serious mental health is. Because I remember when it started happening, like everyone was kind of like, we were all confused. Yeah. We were like I must be sick. My mom was convinced it was the weed. Yeah. She was like, you know, she's old school immigrant, Portuguese immigrant, so that's like crack to her. So she was like, it's the weed, like you're a drogada. I'm like, oh my god. Like, and little did she know it was actually helping with the nausea. And that's actually how I got into being a herb advocate. So this is all like tying in and making sense. So through this time where I struggled with anxiety and waking up every day, it wasn't even just waking up, it'd be like throughout the day I just start vomiting uncontrollably. Like it was actually wild, and weed helped with that a lot. It helped keep my nausea down. It helped me keep an appetite, because I was losing a lot of weight to the point where it was concerning. I was like, girl, like you're gonna die if you like keep staying this way. Like you got to do something to change your life. And that's when I started taking herb advocacy seriously, and as well as my diet, my health.
Amazing. Are you a sativa or indica girl, or does it depend?
Indica.
Okay.
Yeah. And that is a real thing. People were talking about, well, it's not real. Like, educate yourself. Yeah. That's like saying vodka and tequila are the same. They're not. They're both alcohol, but they're not the same.
Yeah. So are you able to function when you smoke indica? Because, for example, indica, again, for those that might not know, like my parents who don't like when I smoke, indica, one thing that I was taught was to remember indica means in the couch. So you're very chill, very mellow. And then sativa, that happens sometimes when you smoke. I have not smoked.
No pun intended.
Yeah, I haven't smoked, sorry. But a sativa gives you more of and correct me if I'm wrong, but it just gives you more of a head high and you're more awake, I guess?
Yes. So this is what I always recommend. If you're naturally anxious or you have a lot of energy, very ADHD vibes, I would say indica. Indica is your bestie because it's going to bring you down. It's going to bring down those energy levels, going to bring down that anxiousness. But if you're naturally already lazy, you're very much a procrastinator, definitely stay away from indica because you're just going to end up doing nothing and sleeping all day. So I definitely say sativa. But in general, if you're already very lazy, I would even say like try to not smoke as much. Because one thing I notice is people like to blame weed for being lazy, but it's not the weed. Like, it's you.
Yeah.
Like, it's you. That's just your personality trait, or you just don't have enough discipline. Yeah. But it's not the weed. It's how much you're consuming.
100%. And that's one thing that we've also spoken on the show. Not even just my show, but also your show. Like, alcohol is not the problem. The weed is not the problem. It's the consumer, right? it's whatever mindset they're in, just like you said, right? If you're already lazy and you don't want to do stuff, be careful with smoking indica because you will not get up and you won't do anything.
Right.
But thank you for clarifying that for those that don't know, mom, dad.
And also ask yourself if you need it. Because if I didn't need weed, I wouldn't be consuming as much. But it does help me a lot, like I said, with my anxiety and my PTSD, which I do carry every day. Okay. TMI, here we go. We're about to get real.
Good.
So my parents aren't in my life, right? So this is something that I carry every single day. And of course, you have moments in your life where you just need your parents and it sucks not having them around. So weed helps me a lot when I start to spiral and get into those moments. It helps me remember to be grateful for everything that I do have, the little things, just life, everyday life. Yeah. So I always tell people, if you don't need weed, there's no need for you to be smoking every day.
Yeah.
If it doesn't help you become a better person, if it doesn't help you with your anxiety, if it doesn't help you with your mental health, there's no need for you to be consuming every day. If it does, great, all power to you. But if it doesn't, it's just substance abuse, really.
Of course.
It's kind of like Advil or any over-the-counter. Mm-hmm. If you need it daily, that's because your body needs it, or whatever you've gone through, whatever sickness if you have. If you don't, why are you going to force yourself?
Of course. And that's when the body, starts to act differently, when you start doing 100%. Things that you don't necessarily need.
100%. And again, it's intentions. Why are you using this? I'm not just using it just to get high and be stupid, which some people do, and that's not using it right.
Of course. So, and I think you brought this up not so long ago, but for example, with me, and I've noticed this, and my friends have noticed this. Whenever I do smoke, well, right now I just had a brain fart. But when I do smoke, my brain starts to get into work mode, right? And that's when the ideas start to flow.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, does that happen to you? When you do smoke?
Yes.
Let us know a little bit about
yes. Another factor as well when you're thinking of becoming a consumer is what's your job? Because the job that I have allows me to consume daily. So I think that's also very important. It's a good thing that you touched on that. If you have a job where you literally cannot be high, you need to be alert, you need to be on point, maybe you shouldn't. But if you're working in the creative industry, kind of like Jona and I, it doesn't hurt. In fact, it might actually help get those creative juices flowing.
100%. Like for me, again, it's happened so many times when I be smoking with my friends. And my buddy Michael, who's been commenting, he has a food truck outside of the office and stuff. And it literally happened a couple days ago. We had smoked and these ideas started coming out. And he's like, what? And then I'm like, write them down.
Yes. Key, you have to write them down or you're done. You're not going to remember.
Yeah, no, definitely. But thank you for the insight and stuff. Do you have a question for me?
Yes.
Go for it. Whatever you want.
So I remember that you got inspired to quit alcohol.
Yep.
And for those of you that don't know, I don't drink alcohol. I'm about almost 5 years sober now. And I remember you were telling me you hopped on the train, and that made me so happy because I know the impact of quitting and how much it helps.
Yeah.
And I see it physically, how much it's helped you. So if you're still on that journey, how is it going?
I'm still on that journey.
Yay,
you know what I mean?
I love that for you.
Yeah, no, it's going great. I think I'm past that point where like I don't need it anymore. Like, for example, if me and you were to go have dinner after this, right, and we're having a steak or whatever, and I want to have a glass of wine, I don't have a problem, right? But now it's just I don't really care for it. But again, it's not easy, especially since I was around it my whole life, working in the music industry. Because like I mentioned, I am in the production side of things, and I'm also a DJ, so it's always there. And obviously, we all know this, going to parties and stuff, it's always there. And again, it just got to the point that it was consuming me. I was drinking every weekend while I was DJing. I was never the rowdy type or whatever, but I was drinking and driving. I was sleeping around.
Right.
And it's like...
See, and that's the thing about alcohol. Like, I'm not trying to be a hypocrite and say like, oh, I don't drink alcohol, but I still smoke weed. You cannot compare the two.
No.
Because I have never in my life, and I don't know anybody else who has ever said this, but nobody has ever had a regret off being high off weed.
Yeah.
Many regrets from drinking, though.
Yeah.
Alcohol makes you do things you wouldn't do sober.
Yeah.
Whereas weed, you wouldn't do something you wouldn't do sober. Unless it's something silly, you know what I mean? Like laughing uncontrollably. Yeah. But you would never do anything serious that you would end up in jail for from smoking weed.
100%.
So those two are completely non-comparable. And that's why it makes me so happy to see people quit alcohol, because it is so destructive. 100%. So destructive. And actually, I need to say this as well. That was a huge factor on me changing my life as well. not only the morning routine, but quitting alcohol.
Yeah.
Quitting alcohol, I actually would say was number one.
Yeah.
To changing my mental health, like complete 360.
Yeah. No. It's again,
complete 360.
We live in a society where they try to normalize things that should not be normalized.
Yep.
And they mainly do it, right? They mainly do it because they benefit from it.
Right.
Right. So, for example, alcohol, right? They just want to keep pumping you. And that's why you see it on the TV, right? They just keep pumping alcohol. And that's why they use celebrities, because they know that some people will buy because so-and-so celebrity is using, you know what I mean? And it's very interesting. You know, it's sad, but I think it's also our responsibility to be able to, you know, make better choices and not allow people to, I guess, cloud our judgment, you know? Right.
And that's the thing that I can't stand when people try to judge me for using weed, because it's like, to each its own. I'm not judging people for drinking alcohol, but it's up to you to control how much you consume, and it's up to you to recognize, okay, I need to stop. Because that was me with alcohol. I was like, girl, you need to stop. You're not doing well with alcohol. It's adding to your mental health. It's making you feel like shit. It's making you do things you regret. You're waking up feeling worse than you already do with your anxiety.
Yeah.
It was like, I need to make the decision for myself. And that's the thing about quitting substances. You really have to do it for you.
Amen.
You have to do it for you.
100%. Again, thank you guys for those in the chat. If you guys have a question for myself or X, well, especially X, let us know in the chat. Don't be shy. I'm going to ask you another question. X, what's one thing people do not know about you?
I'm a weirdo. I feel like for a while when I was going through that whole anxiety, depression phase, I really hid my personality from the world. I was always very funny and goofy. And then when I was going through that dark time, I feel like I really hid my personality. Yeah. And now that I'm healing again, I feel like it's starting to come out. And I'm like, damn, I miss her. Yeah. But I definitely say, like, I'm funny. I like to sing. And I can speak, read, and write Portuguese.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that part.
I know.
I didn't know that
No one ever knows that. I don't want to tell people because I want to hear if they're talking shit.
That's a good, that's
which has happened.
I believe you.
And I'm there like,
I know what you're saying, but I'm gonna smile and wave.
Yes, especially because my name throws them off. It's not a Portuguese name. I don't even know where it comes from. I've Googled it. Didn't come from nowhere. Really? So shout out my mom for being creative. But yeah, that throws them off too. So I get to hear what people are saying sometimes. That's
awesome. You said something about singing.
Yeah.
You actually sing or?
Yes, but absolutely not. I will not do that. That actually is something I'm trying to be more open about. Yeah. Like I said, I grew up in an environment where we weren't encouraged to go after the things we were good at. Let's just say that. Or like put down all the time, never good enough. So the things I was good at, I never pursued because it was always at the back of my mind, like, you're not good enough. Or again, that imposter syndrome. Who do you think you are that you deserve that? Or like, who do you think you are that you're that good to do that? And so it as sad as it is now looking back, it's like, aw, I wish I could tell little me, like, girl, you can do it. Yeah. But it's a new day. I'm still living and there's still a lot of opportunities and potential. So I'm gonna start now.
Good stuff. Yeah. Plus, you're still young, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And music doesn't have to be, I feel like nowadays everyone thinks fame. Yeah. Like, let's bring back just loving music just to love music. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? When people would literally just sing outside, chilling, and they were actually good, but it wasn't about being famous or good. It was about feeling the music and feeling good. Like, that's what I want to bring back.
So there you go.
Yeah. I'm not looking for fame.
I think it's your time, you know? Well,
yeah. And that's another reason why I also never pursued it. The industry, it's too dark and I have morals. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I can just leave singing as a passion. Yeah.
Hopefully, you know, one day we get to hear that voice.
Yeah. You know? And you know what? A lot of people think when they have a talent or a passion that they have to specifically go for that specific thing. You can find a job that revolves around that passion as well. Like, even if I didn't become a singer, like, I was always okay with either being like a band manager or a background singer. Like, just being involved somehow is still gonna bring that passion into your life regardless.
Amazing. So yeah, good thing, well, not good thing, but I really wanted you to be like, yeah, you know, let me sing, because now, like I said to you, we have a digital board here, so I could add all the, you know, the fancy
maybe
effects.
One day, part 2.
Yeah, part 2. Stay tuned because it's gonna be amazing. But okay, cool. thank you for answering these questions. Again, if there's any questions in the chat, let us know.
Oh, I lied. I can also dance.
Okay.
I can also dance.
Right.
And that was the good thing about when I used to drink.
The dancing part.
Yes.
The only good thing.
Yes, that was the only good thing. We had to bring it up. Like, step up. It got real.
Okay. Well, hopefully we get to see that too.
Yes.
So, another question. When you were a kid,
Mm-hmm.
what did you think about being... Hold on. What did you think being an adult would be like? So, once again, when you were a kid, what did you think being an adult would have been like?
I remember thinking, I can't wait to be an adult so I can be at peace.
Okay.
I remember thinking, like, once you're an adult, everything's going to be figured out. Like, you know what I mean? You're like, everything's going to be figured out. Life's going to be perfect. I'm going to have everything I want and dream of. Like, stress-free. Oh, hell no.
Nope.
Nope, that was delusional. But yeah, that's what I thought that meant to be an adult. That things would get better and make more sense. But if anything, I feel the opposite. Not that things are getting worse, but they make less sense.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, when you're younger, things just make sense. You're so like clear-minded, innocent. You have such good intentions. And as you get older, you start to realize like, oh, life isn't what I thought it was.
Yeah.
So I definitely thought it'd be more peaceful, but it's just stressful.
Trust me, I know. I remember as a kid, I told myself by 19, 18, 19, and I know I'm not the only one, but we're like, when I turn of age, I'm going to do whatever I want, when I want.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and now I'm like, I wish I was 17 again.
Right?
Yeah.
I remember thinking like when I'm 27, I'm going to have a house, married, kids, dog, pool.
That was my age.
And now I'm like, what? Like almost 30. And I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, trust me. 27 was the exact year for me where I'm like, I want to have a kid, house, kids. And I'm 27 and all. Sorry, I'm 27. I wish I was 27. I'm turning 37 next Wednesday, April 1st.
Oh.
And all I have is a female dog.
Hey, they're loyal.
Yes, that's true. She's complicating because she is a lady and she's very moody and she's probably listening to my voice right now. But dogs are the best.
Exactly. But you know what? Something I learned at a young age, around 18, 19, was that you can't expect life to go as planned. You can plan as hard as you want. Life can come in just 360. You're starting from scratch. So
100%.
When people ask me like, how do you stay so happy and like stress-free day to day? I just remember like, I'm not in control.
Yeah.
I'm really not. Like, everything can be taken away from me tomorrow, and then what? You got to really find like that happiness and that peace from within. I don't know how to explain it. It's something you have to experience.
Yeah, that's the only way you'll understand it, you know?
Yeah, because sometimes I'll say this to my friends who haven't gone through it yet, and I can just see they don't get it. They don't understand it. And then, you know, watching them go through it on the sidelines, and they start to grasp that mentality that's like, oh shit, okay, I do need to be grateful for the small things, because God, the universe, whatever you believe in, can really just 360 your whole life and take anything away from you.
100%. Again, thank you for your input and everything. We're gonna take another small, quick commercial break, and we'll be back in a flash. A very special thank you goes out to our sponsor, Wash & Co., your mobile auto detailing business. You want to get that car clean, get all that gunk, all that salt off the car after this crazy weather here in Toronto? Make sure you give them that call at 416-807-4261. Follow them on Instagram at washandco.to, and let us take care of the rest. Ciao. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Lights, Camera, Accion Season number 2. Like I mentioned, we want to give a very special shout out to our official sponsor of the show, BowlznBeatz. BowlznBeatz has been serving the community for well over 10 years. It is a family-run business by father and son, and they provide premium cuts of meat sourced from local farms at the best prices. Everything from skirt steak, veal, short rib, T-bone steak, Colombian and Argentinian sausages, their famous chimichurri, and so much more. Ladies and gentlemen, this is BowlznBeatz. Give them a call at 905-669-7583. Visit them at 445 Edgeley Boulevard, unit number 4, or give them that follow on Instagram at bradley.meats. Once again, this is your official sponsor, and now let's get back to the show. All right, guys, we are back from a quick commercial break that took me forever. Shout out to those in the chat once again. Kati, thank you for tuning in. She's got our guest for tomorrow, Kati Valdivia.
Hey, girl.
Definitely going to be fun for that one, too. Long-time friend coming, and it's been an awesome journey doing this again. Just to add a bit more context, I decided to do this month-long celebration honoring, Women's Heritage Month. And, that's why I told X to come. And it's a first for us in many aspects. Number one, me asking her questions and her being asked the questions, because usually I don't say anything and she's the one talking to everybody. But now it's,
the pressure's on. I'm used to having cue cards, so I know what to say.
Yeah.
And now I'm here. I'm like, oh my God, what's coming?
What's coming? So how do you feel now? Now that
I feel good. Now I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're good.
It's definitely, when they say there's levels to this.
Yes.
There's
absolutely.
one thing when it's pre-recorded, where you can make the mistake and this and that and it's okay. But when it's live, it kind of forces you and pushes you to
right.
You know what I mean? Pay attention
right.
and stuff. But to continue, where did you get your confidence from? Because, girl, again, obviously I've been part of your journey, when you started the podcast and everything in the whole office and everything. But, over time and obviously the experience that I have doing all these things and stuff, it sounds like you've been doing this shit forever. So where does it come from? Did you always have it?
Absolutely not.
What allowed you to get to that point that you are today? And, stuff like that. Let us know.
Ooh. Okay. I wasn't always confident, that's for sure. Growing up, I was, the chubby, shy girl, not cute, had two older brothers, had their hand-me-downs, you know what I mean? I definitely had a severe glow up in when I was 22 or something. So I feel like, it built character. Yeah. It built character. I feel like that's where I got my funny side, my personality from. But my confidence, honestly, I got it from losing everything.
Okay.
When you lose everything, you have no choice but to find confidence within yourself, because there's nothing to give you confidence. There's no money, there's no external factors, there's no family, friends. When you are truly isolated, you get that confidence from within. And when you build yourself back up after being isolated and being so alone, that confidence that you build cannot be touched and it cannot be taken away from you, because it doesn't come from external factors. It doesn't come from external people. It comes from within.
So when did you, I guess, what age was it when you were when you started feeling different, which obviously led you to having a bit more confidence?
So after, I would say about the time when my anxiety started to get really bad, and my parents had got divorced. So I went from being the party girl who was always out talking to everybody to complete isolation.
Okay.
Wasn't drinking, wasn't partying. So that really forced me to do that inner work. I had to fight my demons. I had to think, okay, why am I not happy? What can I do about it? I had to parent myself. And I feel like that's something everybody should do. Something that helps me a lot when I'm struggling to, think of what's the next move for me or what's the right move. I think, what would I want my daughter to do? And I feel like that's very powerful. Just think what would I want my child to do? What would I want my younger self to do? And you'll find that you have the answer within you all along.
Of course. Yeah, it just takes time for you to get to that point when you realize exactly what you just said, right? That you had the answer the whole time.
Yeah.
Right?
And when you stop partying and, you stop being a socialite and you go through hard times, real shit, you lose everything, you realize nothing matters. None of this partying stuff, cool stuff, clout stuff, fucking materialistic stuff, none of it matters. You could be gone tomorrow. And guess what? When you lose all that stuff, all those people around you ain't gonna be there.
Nope.
So shout out the ones who were forever locked in. Very, very little, but again, I'm okay with that now because I don't need external validation from others. I got that from within. So now I don't care if I have one friend. There was literally a whole year or two where I just had one friend and I was completely fine with that. But people wouldn't know that because they see my online personality. They're like, she's so outgoing. She must be going to this party and this party. Oh, no. I was very much isolated.
Definitely homebody.
Oh, yeah. And that was actually one of the motivations to keep me doing the podcast was finding my own community, finding my own tribe. I knew I had to change. People around me weren't good for me. They weren't going to support me. I'm like, I got to support myself, change the people around me, complete 360. And when you do that, that kind of confidence is it's unmatched. It's a whole different kind of level, self-made kind of confidence.
Yeah, no, that's you hit the nail on the head, like they say. It's distractions. That was the word I was going to say when we were talking, right? when you remove the distractions
Yes.
and you're put in situations where, like you said, you hit rock bottom, you lose everything.
Yes.
That's when the aha moment sometimes pops up.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously with time, you're like, hold on. I was fighting myself this whole time.
Yes.
You know, and whatever I was going through at the moment, which is again with me, right? What I was doing when I was dealing with whatever I was dealing back then, distractions. Go messing around with a girl. Go drinking. Go hang out with the guys. Eat junk food. You know, and like I had to, like, for example, like they say, kill the flesh, right? I was celibate for almost 2 years. Right? And like it got to the point where like I was telling friends, I'm like, you could put a beautiful girl in front of me naked and I don't care.
Good.
You know,
Period.
which is the same thing with the liquor. You know what I mean? I've had friends that, and I've said it on the show, and I've had friends that, you know, actually wanted to fight me because I said no to having shots.
Ugh, I know.
You know, and I've been laughed at. I've been called A, B, C, D, F, G, and I'm like, hey, it's okay. So, you know, to add to what you were saying about being alone, which we're never really alone because there's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's being lonely and then there's being alone. You know, we're okay with being lonely, right? But we're never alone.
Yes.
You
And
know?
honestly, that goes with the podcast. I realized like I'm not alone.
Yeah.
I might feel lonely right now and I might have to change up my circle, which causes isolation, but I'm not alone. There's 8 billion people on this planet and I'm fucking awesome. Of course people are going to love me. And that's the thing. When you do that inner work, you realize you're lovable because you love yourself.
Yep. And everyone notices it.
Yes. And back then when I was, you know, surrounded by people who weren't good for me, or I was distracting myself with substances and things that weren't great, I didn't love myself at the time. And when I finally loved myself, I was like, wait, I deserve better. I deserve to put good things into my body. I deserve to be surrounded by people who actually love me. I deserve to love myself. Like once you truly love yourself, everything changes.
Yep.
Everything.
Yep, and it's like I could get the quote wrong, but it's pretty much they say your habits don't lie.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because your habits could tell. Because all
Right.
individual, like again, me,
Yes.
I was 267 pounds, and now I'm 202.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I still
Congrats.
struggle. Thank you. I still struggle. Again, I think the problem that I have now is all my clothes fit too big, and now I got to spend money that doesn't exist. You know, because I have to buy clothing and stuff. But I also do have my moments where it's 10 o'clock at night and I want to get that, you know, eat something. But at least now it's chicken.
Yes.
You know, lettuce.
Yes.
You know, the healthy stuff. So.
And you know what? Going back to the confidence question, a big part of that confidence as well was taking care of my health. Because once you actually start to take care of your health, you feel good.
Yep.
Like, I remember thinking to myself, although I'm feeling anxiety, I'm feeling depressed, I forced myself to do these habits because I knew eventually I would feel good. And I did. It was hard, but you don't have a choice when you get to that rock bottom moment. It's like sink or swim.
Yep, exactly. Sink or swim.
Yeah.
And I think we all need to go through that, you know.
Yes.
It's part of growth. It's part of life. It's part of the journey that we need to, you know, definitely allow and accept and not fight.
100%.
You know, because it makes us to the people that we are today. And I think the moment everything stops and you're not evolving or growing and stuff, it's probably because you're dead.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So
exactly. And also loving yourself for who you are.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people who project a lot of fake self-love because they portray an image that isn't who they really are. You have to be your authentic self to love your authentic self. You can pretend you love yourself, but if you're not being who you really want to be, you don't love yourself. And I feel like the moment I finally just became my authentic self, I was like, I don't care what people have to say about me. I don't care what they think. This is who I am, who I want to be. I started completely loving myself and my life.
100%. And I think you've spoken about this on your podcast, but social media, you know what I mean? The impact that it has on a lot of people for that same reason, right? Because when the camera's on, everyone's like, oh, look at me. Hi, I'm happy. But when the camera's off, like you said, right? You could only lie, like you can never lie to yourself.
100%.
You could lie to the viewers, but the moment when you're lying in bed and you're by yourself, that's when you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Definitely can't, you know. So again, thank you for opening up and talking about that. So since we spoke about that part, now let's switch it over a little bit more deeper, or continue the deeper part, but mental health. What does mental health mean to you? Have you ever, well, you've obviously spoken about it, but has it ever gotten to that dark place, you know? And if it has, and if you're willing, let us know.
Yes, absolutely. So mental health is actually something I've struggled with my entire life. And people who know me now would never suspect it because I come off so confident, and I'm truly grateful for my life and I do love my life, but that doesn't mean it's perfect, and that doesn't mean I'm perfect. I still struggle every day with mental health, but it's something that I've learned to cope with. And again, it's going back to making those changes, like quitting alcohol, changing my inner circle. Like, if you struggle with mental health, you really have to take action. That's the thing. You can't just soak away, because no one's going to come save you. Straight the fuck up.
Yep.
You got to save yourself, and not even just save yourself, love yourself. Love yourself enough to know you deserve better and you want to be better, because you can be better. Everyone's capable of being better. So it's just learning how to cope with it throughout your life. When I was a kid, I didn't understand at the time, but now looking back, it makes a lot of sense why I loved music so much, because I struggled with mental health. But the second I put on my headphones, it was like a whole different world. And I think that's why I connected with music so much, because I was listening to the lyrics, listening like, oh, people understand what I'm feeling right now. Like, I had no one to talk to, but through music, I was kind of able to have that outlet. So throughout my childhood, I really gravitated to music, singing, dancing, all that stuff, creativeness. And that's why I'm such an advocate for creative wellness. That's why I always say creative wellness, because we all have hobbies that we love. Like that hobby that stemmed as a child, we can't ignore that. That's there for a reason. Focusing on your inner child hobby will literally heal you. It will heal you and it will help your mental health. It doesn't have to even be like profitable. As long as you're doing it, you're going to notice like a positive change in your day to day. And growing up, I definitely struggled a lot with mental health. My parents fought a lot, constantly. Like, since I was born, like, my mom had anxiety with me in the womb. So I was like born anxious, you know what I mean? So it was hard as a kid because I didn't understand. Like, that's actually a thing. I don't know if you know. If you're pregnant and say you're dealing with depression or anxiety, your baby's going to have it. Because it's developing as you're feeling these emotions. So it's naturally it's coming into the world already nervous, like, oh my God. So as a kid, like, I didn't understand. I'm like, why do I feel like my brothers were fine, but I'm like, I couldn't stop crying, or like, and everyone's like, you're so emotional. But it was actually, I was dealing with mental health issues and I didn't know it. I was too young and not educated enough, and having immigrant parents, obviously they're not the ones to be like, do you need a therapist, honey? Like, no, my mom's like, what? The crazy house? Like, you know, therapy to them is they think you're crazy and you're not. It's just like a way of connecting. And a lot of people don't realize that that's what therapy is. Not to dock down therapists or therapy, but what you're actually doing in therapy is just talking to somebody else so that you can connect with somebody. And I feel like that's why, and I know you can relate to this, doing our podcasts has healed us so much as people individually. 100%. Like, outside of the podcast, I have grown so much. I've healed so much just through this podcast, and it's through conversations. And that's what humans were meant for, to connect and communicate and validate each other's feelings. So this podcast is not just a podcast. It's about connecting and healing. And I feel like that's really overlooked, just talking it out. So obviously I didn't have that outlet to talk to my parents, so I go into music. But as I got older, I started to realize, like, okay, when I talk about it, I feel much better. And I don't know. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was puberty. I don't know what. But like, as a kid, I was very shy. And then one day I just became like an advocate for speaking for other women. I guess maybe just seeing my mom not be able to do anything about her situation made me want to like stick up for women, which would make sense now where I am, where I want to, you know, motivate women to feel better and encourage them. And I'm a huge feminist because like not a lot of women have the voice to speak up. So, you know, I held that in for a long time. But as I got older, I realized talking about it actually heals. Like physically, if you're feeling physically anxious, physically depressed, talking about it will alleviate those symptoms.
100%. It's again, it's part of growing up, and especially when we're put in situations in our childhood that we obviously can't control.
Right.
It makes everything so much more difficult. Why? Because we have to unteach bad habits and then leave room for the new ones.
Yes.
You know, and obviously we're at the age where we're able to comprehend that, and we're able to, you know, make those changes. Our parents, again, they're like, you know how they said you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
Yeah.
Right? I believe you could.
Yeah.
Right? It's very hard. And that could be, again, just total transparency, right? I'm finally having conversations with my parents now even though there's sometimes they're difficult that I was not able to have back then. And it's not that I wasn't able
Right.
to, it's just I mentally was not there.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like, even though I do have, for example, my father is everything to me, right? But we bump heads with specific topics, right? Because he believes one thing, I believe one thing. He comes from more experience. I don't have that much experience.
Right.
But I think that having those conversations, whether we sometimes agree or not, it's so beneficial and it's needed, you know. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I want to ask another part to it, you know, because as amazing as this journey has been, where we get to sit down and not only learn about the product that the person is talking about, whether it be music or business or whatever, we get to know them on a deeper side. You know what I mean? But obviously when we have these deep conversations, it also pulls a lot from us, right? So what do you do after, you know, let's just say a podcast that was very deep and, you know, there was a lot to be said and stuff like that. What do you do to like just
Get out of the funk.
Because it has happened to me, and it's not, listen, it's not to be disrespectful,
I know.
but it's like, I love what I do just as much as X loves what she does.
Right.
But conversations and all this stuff, we're exchanging energies, you know what I mean, and feelings and stuff. So yeah, I guess, like, how do you get out of that?
So something I tried to do, and this actually can apply to anything on social media, which I feel like is important right now, because we're getting all of this information in the world that is very negative and traumatizing. So not even just for podcasters, but anybody who's just being consumed and drained with all this negativity and traumatizing content. Something I try to do is I try to remember two things. One, I'm already doing my part in the world. Even with somebody who just told me their story after a podcast episode, I feel drained. I think to myself, well, I did what I can to help that person, which was have them on the podcast, have that conversation. Same thing if I'm scrolling on social media and I'm seeing, you know, those terrible Epstein things or war across. Yeah. I try to think, okay, well, what am I doing to play a part to help the world become a better place in the future, right? And that's all we can do as people. And I feel like if you're a good person, that'll make you feel better.
100%.
If you don't feel better, do some self-reflecting. You know what I mean? Because I just think to myself, I'm like, you know what? I feel for the women across the world who have no rights. Like, just thinking about that pisses me off. Like, they can't even go to school. That sends me in a spiral. But then I think, okay, well, what can I do? I can motivate other women, empower other women here, and hopefully one day it'll be so big that it'll impact the world internationally. You know what I mean? It's step by step, and that's all we really can do is, like, heal others the way we can. And that's all we can really do, right?
Yep. No, you're 100% right. And you know, the next question I was going to ask you is, what advice do you give a woman that may be going through anxiety or mental health issues? You know, what would you say to them to uplift them? You know, or sorry, let me rephrase that. How would you uplift a woman that needs a little bit of motivation?
I love women. I love women. And it's honestly a shame when I see a woman who doesn't see her power, because as women, we're so powerful. Not to shit on you, Jona.
No,
I'm sorry,
you're good.
Women are so powerful that they had to create patriarchy. That's how powerful we are. We're so powerful that they don't even let women go to school across the world because they're intimidated by our power. We all know as women, we got power. Pussy power is undeniable. Undeniable. And I mean that in every circumstance, whether that's sexual, whether that's reproducing, you know what I mean? Whether that's intuition. We have a uterus, and that uterus is so powerful. And just having a uterus alone, oh man, you can just manifest so many things for you and control so many things in your life if you tap into that power. If you don't tap into that power, you're going to get used and abused. But the second you realize, like, how much women really impact the world, you realize, like, wow, I'm powerful. It's Mother Nature. It's Mother Earth. It's, you know what I mean? We are Earth. We are life, baby.
No, sure.
So, like, you better step into your power. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
And once you step into your power, you will see that everyone else also sees your power as well.
100%. So this is, again, this is the other reason why I decided to do, you know, this month-long, you know, paying homage to women, right? Because I do believe that you guys are the best creation ever made. You know what I mean? Obviously, you know, you guys, just like you said, right? You guys have the power, or sorry, to add to what you said, you guys have power to create life, right? So just by you guys having that, you're already more supreme than we are.
100%.
Right? And it's not to compare men and women, because there's things that men can do that we can't, and vice versa.
For sure.
Right? But, you know, unfortunately, again, the society that we live in, the world that we live in, they want to keep the men up there, which, again, there's things that we can do. There's things that, you know, we need help with. And
100%. Women are just natural healers.
Exactly.
And if every woman recognized that, they would be so much more powerful and confident.
Of course.
Like, I don't know why, but ever since I was a little girl, I guess I was watching my mom go through what she went through. I was like, oh, hell no. I am not going to settle for less. I am going to achieve everything I want in this life, because I saw how perfect my mom was. Bruh, my mom to this day, perfect. Like, perfect wifey inside out, and she still got treated like shit because she couldn't recognize her own worth and her own power. And when I think about that as a kid, I'm like, if she had just recognized how amazing she was, she could have done like so much with her life. And it's like, that's my motivation. Like, all the women around me, not even just my mom, so many women around me that are like, I never got to do this, or I never got to do this, or I wasted my life off of for this guy. And it's just like, that's so sad to me. That's really sad to me. And I never want to be in a position where I wish I had done something, but I didn't, because I thought I was weak as a woman, or I couldn't because I'm a woman. Yeah.
And this is also, too, another reason why, which I've brought up before on the other shows, you know, your surroundings, you know, your circle of friends is so important, you know, because, for example, in your situation, mom and dad are not here.
Right.
Oh, so it's not like you can go and sit down and have a conversation with them, you know, and life gets tough, you know. And that's why it's so important to have the right people around you, you know. And it's an ongoing journey, you know, because there's people that you would have never thought would have not been in your life.
100%.
You know, but there's things that happen, and I believe they need to happen in order for you to, you know, make the adjustments and slowly spread your wings.
Yeah.
You know, and that also means sometimes letting go of those that sometimes might be holding you back from opening your wings. You
Absolutely.
know, so yeah, thank you for sharing that, and thank you for, you know, the advice for anyone that's watching out there.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions for me?
I do.
Go for it.
I'm just like really sick, like you were saying, of this competition of men versus women. When it's not versus, we are completely two different beings. You don't compare a dog to a cat. They're different animals. But I just think it's a shame that men really believe, well, some men really believe that we don't need feminism anymore in today's society, because every single person I know, and I know you're going to be one of them because it's every single person, knows a woman who has been abused. Is that true?
Yeah, of course.
Now, how many do you know?
A couple.
You don't think that's concerning? Every person I ask is able to answer that question with a couple. Y'all don't think that's concerning? Because I do. Like, we live in Canada, Toronto, Canada. So we're talking the freest of the freest, and we're still having these issues. And let me just remind you, these are just women you know of. Because a lot of women, most women, don't even say anything. Because it's embarrassing. We almost feel ashamed. We feel like powerless coming forward and like saying things like that, right? So I think it's just a shame that there's this whole toxic masculinity side of social media right now. Because it's really just taking away from all the progress and all the goodness that can come out of women being in power.
100%.
And I don't know why men are so afraid, because I don't know if you've noticed, but when a woman's in power, we heal the world. We add positive impact. When a man's in power, destruction.
Yeah,
straight destruction.
Ego, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And this is how the devil lies to you, you know, as men, you know?
Yes.
We like the power, we like the rush, we like the lust, we like the everything, you know, and we can't control that, right? As a man, and again, obviously talking about my journey a little bit, lust is men's biggest weakness.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And working in the music industry makes it even that much more harder, you know? So, you know, for those that are in the music industry or anywhere near, you know, outlets like that, you know, where there's a lot of alcohol and women and drugs, or even men, you know, whatever, this has to be nice and strong, or else it will mess things up, you know. And this will only get strong when you decide to choose, you know, when you decide to choose you, look in the mirror and be honest, and you know, heal, you know, because hurt people but heal people, have the capabilities of healing others. And this is why we use platforms like podcasts, to have these conversations, So thank you for that question. Did you even ask me a question?
I asked if you knew any women who have been in that position.
Okay. Yeah, so I definitely do. It's,
it's crazy because like there's all this competition, men versus women, but men don't realize it's not the same ballpark. Like women, we're on our I hate men journey because we're tired of being abused. That's really it. Physically, sexually, mentally, whatever it is. Whereas men are pissed because their egos are bruised. We're not on the same level, bro. It's like, come on, man.
It's different. And to add to what you were saying, right?
Like women don't hate men.
No.
We hate being abused. That's all it is. Yeah,
that's literally what it is. And to add to what you were saying, again, this is just my opinion, right? But I believe, and the closer I've been getting to God, and the more I've been reading Scripture and understanding it more, I believe that the man is the face of the family, But, the man, and obviously I'll add more to it, but the man will not reach the potential that they need to reach if they don't have that strong support, which is women, right? But I also do believe that in order for a woman to be able to be in her full femininity, we as men have to do our work, right? Be more disciplined, whether it be with our health or mental, all that stuff, right? Because when we bring that sense of confidence and support and structure or things like that, you guys are able to what? Bring your shoulders down, relax, and be in your femininity. And when that happens, that's where I feel like
everyone grows.
Everything
flows, everything grows. And again, that's going back to women having so much power. That's how much power we have. That's a great example. Like women having a wife gets you to the next level of your career. 100%. Whereas not having a wife, you were probably more destructive. Right? 100%. And I'm just like, if that's not power, I don't know what is. Because women, unfortunately, a lot of us flourish when we're not in relationships, whereas men, it's vice versa. They flourish. But that also has to go hand in hand with the whole wife role. So, I mean, that's a whole nother conversation as well. As long as you have a support system at home, I don't think it really matters in terms of gender roles. As long as it works for you and you both have the support you need at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Amen, sister. Amen.
Right?
Another question over here. How do you want people to remember you?
Oh, I want people to remember me as that girl who stood up for what was right, no matter how uncomfortable she made the room. Because that's who I am. That's one thing about me. I will make a room uncomfortable. I give no fucks.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is a misconception about me. I don't hate children. I think people think I hate kids because I'm like, I don't want kids, at least not right now, not anytime soon. I'm all like, fuck them kids, living my best life. But don't get it twisted. I feel like every woman just has that maternal instinct in her, even before becoming a mother, to just want to protect children. And yeah, I will be the first one to call out anything uncomfortable towards children or women. I'll be like, oh, hell no. Not in front of me. And I want people to remember me as that girl.
The one that never gives up a good fight, especially when it's worth it.
If it's a good fight, 100%.
Yeah. Well, we gotta do things with good intention, and obviously you know this. Part of doing things with good intention is obviously digging deep and healing and growing and putting yourself in those uncomfortable situations. And like I said before, when you start healing and you start doing things differently and with intention, everyone notices. And when that happens, that's when everyone starts helping you.
Yeah.
Because they see when you're helping yourself,
Yeah. And you also have to be okay with being misunderstood.
Of course.
Oh, man. I am so misunderstood now that I have changed.
And it takes time.
It's fine. It's like, that's fine. You can misunderstand me. You 100%. Just haven't gotten to where I am yet.
Yep.
And you will one day. And when you get there, all good, bro.
Yeah, we could literally, all we could do is just hope and pray, and plant that seed, because like you said, not everyone is in the same frequency as we are.
Right. Or has the same courage. Like going back to what I just said, like standing up for others, like that's something I kind of had to learn to take with a grain of salt. Throughout my life a lot, I stood up for people who didn't stand up for me in return when I needed it. And that shit hurt. I'm like, damn, like when I need the support, I don't get it. But then I realized that's part of my power. is I am confident enough and powerful enough to speak out. And a lot of people aren't confident enough in themselves and don't love themselves enough to speak out when they're uncomfortable, when they see something wrong. So,
of course. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Man, there's so much stuff we could talk about, but obviously, you know, we gotta
I know.
keep it in. Right now, we've been talking for an hour and 24 minutes.
Oh, man.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yes.
Again, thank you for those that are watching and not commenting on the chat. It's okay. We could see you. And for the people that have been commenting, thank you guys so much. To everyone that's watching, this is all I could say on behalf of her and myself is that we're grateful that we decided to take this route and continue this journey of the podcast world.
Yes.
It's not for anybody. Sorry, it's not for everyone. It ain't easy, but nothing in life should be easy. Because if it is, then everybody will be doing it. And yeah, I guess we're all called to do different things, and I could definitely say that I'm grateful that I'm doing this.
100%.
And yeah, the next question. Actually, you know what? Let's do a quick commercial break, and then I'm going to ask you another question. Think of another question for me, and we'll be back in the flash. A very special thank you goes out to our sponsor, Wash & Co., your mobile auto detailing business. You want to get that car clean, get all that gunk, all that salt off the car after this crazy weather here in Toronto? Make sure you give them that call, our 416-807-4261. Follow them on Instagram at washandco.to, and let us take care of the rest. Ciao. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Lights, Camera, Accion season number 2. Like I mentioned, we want to give a very special shout out to our official sponsor of the show, BowlznBeatz. BowlznBeatz has been serving the community for well over 10 years. It is a family-run business by father and son, and they provide premium cuts of meat sourced from local farms at the best prices. Everything from skirt steak, veal, short rib, T-bone steak, Colombian and Argentinian sausages, their famous chimichurri, and so much more. Ladies and gentlemen, this is BowlznBeatz. Give them a call at 905-669-7583. Visit them at 445 Edgeley Boulevard, unit number 4, or give them that follow on Instagram at bradley.meats. Once again, this is your official sponsor, and now let's get back to the show. All right. So while well, before we continue, how are you feeling?
Good. I'm feeling good.
Is this your first live one? First live?
Yes. I was nervous. I can't lie. I was like, I'm gonna like mess up and get my words mixed up, but we're good. We're good.
Do you think you would ever want to do your podcast live?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right. It's it adds another level, but you know.
Oh, for sure. And that's the thing. I feel like a lot of people, when they want to go for something, they're scared to go for it because they're like, it's not gonna be perfect. Like, I'm scared people are gonna talk shit. It's not good enough. That's part of the process. You know, I started this podcast in a garage, like literally just background, like some fucked up background with holes and shit. But it was the connection that people cared about. It was the conversation, the community that kept us going. So it's really a process, and you just got to believe in yourself. Not everything just comes like that. We're in a generation where people just want everything at the tip of their hands because of these damn phones. And it's like, trust the process, because the best part is the process. You're gonna look back one day and be like, you know what, the best years of my life was the process. And that's something I've noticed throughout doing this podcast. Is like, the process is worth it. It's so worth it.
Yeah. Do you and again, because life happens quick, everything goes quick, you know, do you sometimes, you know, take the time to just stop and be like, I did that, I made it happen somehow, some way, but I made it happen. I was going through A, B, C, D, E, F, G that day or that month of that year,
man.
And I somehow made it happen.
Hell yeah. Most of my podcast episodes, like, again, because people don't know, like, I suffer with anxiety as I come off like so extroverted and confident. Before the episodes, you see me sometimes, I'm like sweating. I'm like, I don't feel good. I need a gravel. It's the anxiety kicking in. But I try to tell myself, like, I'm stronger than the anxiety. I'm stronger than what I'm feeling right now. And eventually, I mean, it does pass. So
of course. It's either she's nervous and, you know, getting anxious, or she's dead quiet. Where she's just literally like this, and I'm like, you okay? And she's like, huh? You okay? Yeah. And then the moment I'm like, okay, we're recording. 3, 2, 1. Hey guys.
I've always been like that. It's so weird.
Yeah, man. It's
And you know what? Like I said, I've always been shy with my singing, but one time actually, in the school talent show, there was a group of girls going to perform a song, and one of the girls backed out, and they were like, we need somebody like right now.
How old are you?
I was maybe 11.
Okay.
And they were like, we need someone right now. And I don't know what possessed me. I was like, I'll do it. And then we're like on stage about to perform. And I was like, why the fuck did I agree to this? I was like so nervous. I was like, should I just run off stage? I'm like, it's too late. You're going to embarrass yourself. I killed that. I killed it. We sang Respect by Aretha Franklin.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I'm there like.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was really fun. But that goes back to just pushing through it. Because once you push through it, it's worth it.
Amen. Let's see here. Let's ask you another question here. What time is it right now? 8:30. Okay. When was the last time you cried?
Ugh. Like 2 days ago.
Me was yesterday.
Like I cry all the fucking time.
Before, during, and after the show.
And you know what? That's something I used to be embarrassed about because, again, it goes too emotional, feeling too much. But now I'm like, no, that's my superpower. I'm able to feel for people. I'm sympathetic, and that's something a lot of people lack, actually. Like, there's been so many times where I'm hanging around a group of people, and I feel like bad for somebody, or I'm like, that's not right, and nobody else gives a shit. And I'm just like, wow. Like, you know what? Being emotional and being sympathetic is really a superpower. And I feel like that's why so many people can have easy conversations with me because I welcome them. I give them that warmthness, like that you can open up to me kind of vibe.
Your energy.
And not a lot of people have that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And again, to be confident, you got to feel your feelings.
Yeah.
You can't always try to be, I'm a hard ass, I'm not feeling shit, because that's how you build up those walls, build up that trauma until one day you explode or you let it through other outlets like drugs, gambling, porn, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta feel the fucking feelings or you're never gonna grow.
100%. You can't. You can only run away. Sorry. Yeah. You could only run away from your feelings for so long.
100%. And I feel like that's something men struggle a lot with.
100%.
Like especially, right? Like I literally see this group of guys just destroying themselves, and every time I come around them, I'm like, guys, why don't you like do better things? Like, you guys complain like, oh, our life is fucking shit, and like, oh, this is fucked up. So do something about it. Like, instead of encouraging each other, you guys just like soak in your like fucking victim mentality instead of changing because they're uncomfortable to change. And one of them even told me, well, I don't want to make new friends. I'm like, that comes with changing though. Like, just because you don't want new friends, you're gonna stay this version of you forever. And I feel like men are so scared to just grow because that means change. And men don't want change.
Yep.
But change is not something to fear. It's scary at first, and I can speak from like what I went through with my parents, like not having my parents at first. Oh my God, it was so scary. Of course, I was like, what the fuck do I do with myself? What the hell?
Yeah.
But as it went on, I was like, wait, I actually love the change now. And although obviously it was scary at the time, now I'm like, oh, I love where I am, where I have like that peace of mind. I love the environment I live in. I love the fact that I'm self-made and no one can tell me shit because I love myself. Like, I don't need this person to love me. I don't need this person to love me. I don't even need my parents to love me. I love myself. Yeah. And no shade, to my parents, but I feel like a lot of people also forget, like, your parents can die one day. Like, your parents aren't guaranteed. It's a privilege to have parents. They can pass away. They can move different countries. They can get sick. Like, so many things can happen that, God can really just take your parents away from you. So it really is a privilege, and you need to love yourself just based off yourself. Not off your parents, not off your families, your friends, your money. It needs to be you love yourself for who you are, and that's it.
Exactly. So you brought this up a little bit where you said, that mom and dad are not around because they're back home. So how long has it been since you've been doing life on your own?
6 years. Oh.
6 years, huh?
6 years. 6, 7 years? Yeah.
Nice.
I know. It's so weird to think about sometimes. I'm like, damn, I really did that.
Yeah,
but it was uncomfortable, 100%. But when you're in that position where you have no choice, I had to grow. I had no choice. And that's why I always tell the people around me, like, I try to encourage them to grow because I'm like, you have the support system, which is going to make it even easier. You can grow even more. Like, I think about my younger self. If I had the support system I needed, the places I would be. So, if you have that support system, you have your parents, whether they're helping you financially, emotionally, even just physically. You can go to your parent for a hug when you're having a bad fucking day. That is a blessing, and that motivation and support goes a long way.
Amen. Amen. So I obviously asked you, you know, how long has it been since you've been doing this stuff on your own? You know, you said 6-7 years.
Yeah.
So kudos for doing that, you know, because it's not easy, you know, and especially not having mom and dad around and stuff. So my next question, because we're going to wrap it up shortly, think of a question for me, but my next question is, what would you tell 10-year-old self, your 10-year-old Excelsia, what would you tell her right now?
I would tell her your passions and your ideas and that gut feeling you have is there for a reason. And that goes for everybody. That gut feeling you have as a kid, that passion you have as a kid, that vision you have as a kid, that idea you have as a kid was planted in your brain for a reason. That seed was planted for you and only you for a reason. So pursue it.
Very nice.
I feel like a lot of adults I know now are doing things that their inner child would have liked.
Yeah.
And that's nice to see because it does heal. But again, it goes back to if we had just had enough confidence or the support system to support us in what we always loved and wanted to do, oh, how great we would be.
100%.
And again, that goes back to loving your own life because when you're doing something you love, of course you love life.
Yeah. And again, it adds to what you were saying too, why you need to love yourself first.
Yes.
Because like you said, sometimes mom and dad might not be here. Right? Or sometimes you might not have that support system. So if we rely on others to pour into us or to remind us,
right,
it doesn't mean we're not going to accomplish anything. It's going to take a little bit longer. So that's why you have to learn to love yourself.
Right. Even in relationships, like myself, I don't give a shit for male validation. And that's because I validate myself. Yeah. Like, of course, there was a time. Everybody has their moments. Especially when you're young, you live off of validation from guys or girls, whatever you're into. But as you get older, you start to realize, like, it really doesn't matter. None of that matters. If you're not validating yourself, you will never feel good enough. 100%.
Once again, thank you for those in the chat. Sarah said that you will never be alone as long as she's alive.
Bitch, right? I love
you. Somebody said here, 2 nights of your... Oh, this is my buddy. Guy. Somebody else here, my uncle said, nicely said. Also, so proud of my girl was said by Taking Back Tomorrow 21. I don't know who that is. I can't see who the picture is. There's a picture there, but whoever you are, thank you for being proud of your girl. So am I. And that's why we're here, because we want to showcase and give the spotlight to people that deserve it. You know, X, you've done so many things.
Thank you. And it's just the beginning.
Exactly.
I feel like people, again, it goes back to I want to be where I want to be right now. Yeah. Enjoy the process. Even with the podcast, tomorrow's not guaranteed. I might think I want to do this podcast for 10 years, and then God's like, no, girl, you're actually supposed to do this. That's what life is about, is living. You can have like 10 careers in your entire lifetime and still spend 10 years like on each industry. So just enjoy it.
Yep, that's what somebody says. You know, we focus so much on what we could build now, but we forget what we could build in 10 years.
Yeah, or what we're already building in the process.
Exactly.
I look back and I'm like, wow, I've come so far. Yeah. Even though I feel like right now I haven't done enough, but when I compare myself to my 21-year-old self, I'm like, holy shit, who's that?
Yep. No, literally, it's a process and a journey that we all go through, and it's when you feel that feeling and you see that growth and stuff, you're like,
yes,
I get it.
Let me tell you, the most expensive thing on this planet are 2 things: self-love and health. Those are things you cannot buy.
Yep.
And that's why a lot of celebrities are depressed. A lot of celebrities aren't happy, even though they got millions in the bank, still not confident in themselves, because that comes from within, not external validation.
Amen. So we're about to wrap it up shortly, but if there's anyone in the chat that wants to ask her a question, please don't be shy. X, you have a question for me in the meantime?
I do have a question for you.
Go for it.
What has been the biggest change you've noticed from yourself since you started living a healthier lifestyle?
There's many things that I could definitely
or what's your favorite?
The importance of having God in my life and allowing him to be there for me and show me the way he has, because you know God is always there, but sometimes we don't allow him to show his true potential, you know. And yeah, man, these last couple of months actually, he shows up every single time. I don't want to get emotional because I cried too much yesterday on the show, but I'm gonna say him because it starts with him. You know, I am where I'm at because of him. I literally owed up to him because I couldn't do it alone.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Him is you.
But he's in me.
If you think about religion, it doesn't matter what you believe in. We're all praying to something we don't even know exists. Yeah. And at the end of the day, we're actually praying to ourselves. And we're choosing to believe in a higher being, but actually we're believing in ourselves.
Yeah.
We're actually choosing to believe in ourselves, but we're using a higher being as an excuse to believe in ourselves. And that goes back to imposter syndrome. Mm-hmm. You should believe that you deserve it regardless if you believe in God or not.
Yeah.
You deserve to be a better person. You should do that for yourself.
Yeah.
When you're saying like, he shows up for me every day, you show up for yourself every day. Give yourself some credit. You know what I mean?
No, of course. 100%. I definitely. And that's one thing too. Like, you know.
Even in religion though, they say like, God is real, but God is also within us as well.
100%.
And that's what I mean. Like people will be praying to gods and I'm like, you're God. All that power that you believe in this higher being is already within you.
Yeah. You just gotta unlock it and let it do its job.
You just gotta truly believe.
Exactly.
Truly believe.
Exactly. Thank you for that question.
Yeah.
So this last question that I'm gonna ask you before we wrap it up, it's a little bit of a deep one. And you know, when I ask you the question, I want you to look into the camera and pretend there's nobody here and just say what you need to say to that person. And yeah, so who is the most influential person in your life and how have they impacted you and your journey?
Oh man. Damn.
Don't look at me.
Yeah, I'm like, why gotta do this to me, Jona? We're at the end.
That's the point. That's why if you notice when I send the questions, there's a big
ooh, that's a hard one.
Big space.
Does it have to be one person?
You can choose a couple. Don't say 10 because then we're going to be another 10 hours.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Oh man. Who's the most influential person in my life? Is that the question?
Who is the most influential person in your life and how have they impacted you?
Oh man.
So yeah, look in the camera. Don't look at me. Pretend you're talking to that person.
Oh. My mom, definitely my mother. My mom is the most influential person. Mom, you are the most influential person in my life because having the courage to pursue the life you want at 50 years old with 3 kids, no family support, not a good partner, is truly unbelievable. And I could never. I don't think I would have the strength to do that. So the fact that she did really inspired me to live my best life and go for everything I want. Because if she could endure 30 years of absolute fucking nonsense and abuse and have no family because her entire family's back home, she was here by herself, and 3 kids, I can do anything. If she could do that, I can do anything. Period.
Pause. I don't know why people say that, but I hear everyone saying that.
In Portuguese, we say ponto final. Period.
Punto y final, like we say in Spanish. I don't know how to say period. Anyways, period.
And on that note, to end off the episode, shout out all the women out there, all the moms out there, all the single moms out there, all the moms struggling in their marriages, doing it for their kids. Man, you are like the epitome of strength. You know, like level 100, that's level 100. And that's like real life superheroes. And they are the healers of tomorrow. They're the reason why the future is going to be amazing. You know, I can give myself credit all I want for doing this podcast, but it really started from my mom taking that damn chance to come to a country where she knew nothing and had nothing. That was the real start of financial freedom and having the freedom as a woman for me. So yeah, shout out all the women out there because every little step, every little thing you do is for a reason and it adds to something you might not even understand. And that's why I always tell people, like, always know you're good enough because you just being here on earth is for a reason. You might not know it, Jona, but you might be the most influential person to your grandkid one day.
Yeah.
And that will click. That was my purpose.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Everybody's here for a reason. My grandma was born so that my mom could come here and give me this opportunity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody has a purpose in their life. And yeah, shout out all the women out there breaking generational curses. The future is female. And I believe that, you know, more women in power is going to create such a beautiful life for men and women. Because at the end of the day, we are mothers. We don't hate men.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Women, we birth children, so men come out of us. We don't hate them. We want to protect them too. So yeah, more women in power if we want to see a better future.
Amen, amen. So X, you did it. Your first
I know.
live.
I'm sweating.
Okay. You guys can't see because it's all
Sweating under the bangs.
special effects. But X, again, thank you for being here. Thank you for doing this.
Yes.
It was an awesome time. I know we can keep talking, but
I know, literally.
that's one thing with live. You have to pay attention, or else we keep talking forever.
For sure.
I think the longest episode so far has been 2 hours and 20-something minutes.
Oh, man.
And you don't feel it.
Of course. And that's the beautiful thing about connecting with people.
Yeah.
You're really healing in real time without even noticing. And then next second you know, you're like, it's been 3 hours? What?
No,
But
literally.
those 3 hours go a long way.
100%. But X, again, thank you so much. If you don't
course.
mind, let the
Thank
viewers
you.
know. Thank you. Let the viewers know where they could find you. Any
Yes.
upcoming episodes you have in the works, upcoming projects and stuff like that.
So y'all can find me at BowlznBeatz on all platforms. BowlznBeatz, all platforms. You can see right here. Oh yeah. Follow me. And through there you'll see my personal. Excelsia is my name. Search it up. You'll find me. One and only. Okay. As for BowlznBeatz, we definitely do have way more podcast episodes coming, as well as workshops. I don't want to get into it. I told Jona we'll do a part 2 because I do have something in the works that has to do with music and wellness, and I'm super excited to share that. But stay tuned because it's going to be good.
Awesome. So if you don't mind, before I switch back to the camera, you mind doing your little exit that you always do with the episodes?
Yeah, my little
Go
ending.
for it. Do it.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's just pretend we're doing what we do before. So again, this is all post. This is all pre-recorded normally, and then we do takes. And sometimes she messes up, and sometimes I have to stop her because she's too far away from the mic. Let me change the camera. Sorry, I'm talking to myself again.
It's true.
But let's just do it how we do it in the show. I'm going to count you in, and then you do your thing. You ready? All right. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Thank y'all so much for tuning in. As always, you're much appreciated. Word on the streets, it's BowlznBeatz.
Amazing. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Lights, Camera, Accion, season number 2, episode number 11, I think.
Ooh.
It's been an amazing journey, and it doesn't end, because tomorrow we have our final lovely lady, Kitty, who was actually watching here before. Oh, she's here right now. She was actually doing a dance class, if I'm not mistaken, and she took a little break to message us. So tomorrow we have her here at 8 o'clock because she has a class before that. But again, everyone that tuned in, thank you so much for showing the love and support, not just for me, but for X and everything she's accomplished. There's amazing things that are coming along the way, and we just need your support because we can't do this alone. And all the love and attention you guys give us, not just in the chat, but by sharing, but by liking everything, it helps the algorithm, make the page grow. It helps everything else. And trust me when we tell you guys, you mean everything to us, and it's weird that I'm saying that because I never thought I would be in front of the camera, but now we're in front of a camera. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to Lights, Camera, Accion with the collaboration with BowlznBeatz. This video is going to be synced together on YouTube, so both pages will be able to see it. And be good, be kind, and if you're not good, give me a call, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock, on another episode of Lights, Camera, Accion. Take care. Ciao.